Thank you very much.
When you're 5 feet 17 inches tall. Brian, thank you. And thank you for your leadership with the Houston Food Bank and everything that you do. You know, I think what you do right here, not only the staff right over here, thank you, but all of you agencies that distribute all of this food, it is really, really inspirational. Scott, nice to see you. Thank you for all your leadership as chairman. You know, we all believe that every child deserves the right to grow up healthy. And a lot of us don't want to face it, but we've had to. There's hunger in Texas. And there are families, just like Brian was saying, that are facing hunger every day. We've all seen it. I've tried to contribute personally in the past. I've gone out with different agencies and Meals on Wheels and delivered food. And I got to tell you, there's nothing more rewarding than seeing a small child smile and you know how appreciative they are. A great county judge at it.
I'm not 5'17". I don't know why I always have to follow you, Governor. I'm just readjusting the microphone. You know, this is a great day, and it's shared not just by those of us here. I've been asked to also pass on a letter from Senator Cornyn complimenting everyone here for this tremendous day and for all the work that's gone into it. So I'll hand the letter over to you, Brian. Senator Cornyn sends his best regards. You know, I really can't go much of anywhere without Hurricane Ike being mentioned. And I got to know many of these groups during Hurricane Ike. By statute, the county judge is the Director of Homeland Security and Emergency Management. After the storm, I was asked frequently, why did the Houston area seemingly do so well? And I was always quick to say, because people in this area take care of each other. People in this area really don't get in the business of figuring out who's to blame and pointing fingers. Instead, you go out and you help each other. And that's a tremendous thing. And as a result, everybody looks at Harris County and the Houston area and the state of Texas, and they say, wow, they know how to deal with an emergency. But you know what? If I told you that next week some cataclysmic event was going to happen, and there were going to be more than 100,000 people who were going to go without food because of that event, you would consider that an emergency. The media would cover that. The truth of the matter is, we have a constant emergency that is being dealt with by the Houston Food Bank and by organizations represented here today, and we need to remind people of that. We wish it weren't so, but it is so, and so that's why today is so particularly important. We have an ongoing emergency in our area, and you're meeting the needs. So thank you. That's what I came here to say. But I would be remiss if I didn't also point out, I'm going to switch hats a little bit. You know, we also have healthcare issues in our community. Think how worse that situation would be if these children that we're talking about didn't have the bare nutritional necessities at a young age. We would be paying a much, much heavier price in terms of health care later on. So, you know, what we're celebrating here today, it's sad that we have to celebrate this, but we're so glad that there are people and organizations like the Houston Food Bank who can step up and meet those needs. So thank you, thank you, thank you. That's what I came to say to all of you. And now it's my honor. I feel like we kind of came in together. Chancellor Mary Spangler of Houston Community College arrived at HCC about the same time I arrived at Harris County. So I didn't know she hadn't been here all the time. So we've kind of grown up together. But if you understand anything about our community, and Governor, you and I go back to a time when various training programs were eliminated for a variety of reasons, and it became harder and harder for students of all ages, shall we say, to get proper education and training. And an organization came in and filled that void tremendously. And that organization is Houston Community College, which is growing. It's a pride of our community, and it's being led so ably by the Chancellor, Mary Spangler. And I'm very pleased to introduce her at this time.
Thank you, Judge, and it's a pleasure to be here this morning with you. I'd like to make a few remarks and begin by congratulating the staff and the board of the Houston Food Bank for daring to not only dream, but to dream really big. And that is something that Houston and Texas do very well. And I certainly enjoy that, and we are trying to continue that contribution at Houston Community College. I also want to congratulate the many donors who have stepped up to make the dream a reality for the city of Houston and the surrounding communities. For almost 2 years, Brian Green, Stan Eddy, and Rosalind Bibb have been working in close partnership with HCC on an exciting new model, Serving for Success. This is a very special day for the Houston Food Bank and its many partners, and I want to acknowledge that to you. We are fortunate at HCC that the leadership's vision has included training in their equation and called upon HCC to be its partner. And so I also want to acknowledge HCC's staff who are here today. I want to say thank you to you for the work that you have done. You're sitting in the audience. I've seen some of you as I've come in. I want to acknowledge Dr. Margaret Ford Fisher, president of Northeast College, who is here. And I also want to acknowledge one of my bosses. I have 9 of them. Trustee Eva Laredo, who is here. Trustee? Most fortunate are the men and women, though, who will be trained because of the foresight of the Houston Food Bank's leadership. We, along with the Harris County Probation and the Texas Department of Criminal Justice, will be able to offer probationer and inmate volunteers an opportunity for a better future for them and their families. Last week, we had our first 2 classes that will lead to a certification in warehouse management. Next month, we begin our Culinary Arts Certificate program. Later this year, we will offer industrial refrigeration and diesel repair certificate programs. So you can see that we are continuing to grow and expand and work with the community in making the dreams come true and the future be important to the community. We really are truly grateful for this opportunity to help transition probationer and inmate volunteers from serving their time to HCC students who are serving for success. Thank you.